Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we stop by the Community Arts Center for the Mayor's 5th Annual Dining for a Cause, benefiting and honoring local volunteers and organizations in the township. Then East Brunswick native and star in the making, Sofia Nicole talks with EBTV about her passion for music and a special benefit concert for epilepsy awareness she will be playing in October. And we head over to Bicentennial Park for the East Brunswick Blackhawks girls lacrosse program to see how our town's youth are preparing for the next level. All this plus a look at a recent workshop that took place here at the East Brunswick Public Library on the Affordable Health Care Act and small business health insurance options. So stay with us.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We're here at the Community Arts Center on Cranberry Road for the 5th Annual Dining for a Cause, Mayor's special event to help those nonprofit organizations who help us all year long. Come join us. But for those that are not familiar with Dining for a Cause, what's the purpose of tonight?
You know, when I became mayor, one of the things you do, obviously during the campaign, you walk so many different areas, and East Brunswick and the greater Middlesex area county still has a lot of people in need. And I thought it would be a great idea to use almost the mayor's office to encourage people to give back to the community. So we started this idea 5 years ago, dinner, and we've had shows, we've had comedy shows, we've had plays. We've getting the community together, we've raised a lot of money, and it goes right back into the community for so many different fantastic things, whether it's individuals who have particular needs or organizations. So again, my thanks to the community for being so supportive, and like I said, 5 years later, it's going strong.
Now, we've also had some corporate support as well over the years. This year you have Carrabba's involved.
We've had, one thing great about East Brunswick is not only the volunteers like yourself who does this for EBTV. We have great corporate citizens in East Brunswick. One is Carrabba's, who's here tonight helping us out with the food. It's going to be great, different type food than we had last year. And I want to thank Carrabba's for being so helpful and giving back their way back to the community.
And I guess the message to the community is volunteerism is very important for us all here in East Brunswick.
Absolutely, and I consistently say this to residents of East Brunswick, and I always talk about this when I talk to my fellow mayors. I think that's really what separates East Brunswick from some of our surrounding towns, is the strengths of our organizations. I mean, a day like today, the sports fields are busy, Girl Scouts who are involved, Boy Scouts are doing their things, and the many different synagogues and churches in our town. We're always doing so much. In fact, some of the honorees tonight are some of our local houses of worship who helped out during the superstorm. So again, I think the strength of East Brunswick is our volunteerism, and this way, even tonight, even though you're volunteering by opening up your checkbook, opening up your heart, and giving back to the community, again, I think that speaks to how well East Brunswick is and why we all chose to live here.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it. And again, my thanks to everyone for supporting this year, because again, we have many people that come, and then we have a lot of people that unfortunately because of their time commitments can't make it, but they send in donations. So I would encourage everyone at home, even if you couldn't come tonight and you're watching us on Channel 3 and you want to put your money back into the community, you can always call the mayor's office. It's never too late to make a donation.
Well, this is our 5th anniversary doing this Dining with a Cause, and one of the purposes is just to acknowledge the great things that people in the community do. And I've always said if everybody did 2 things, that would be really great rather than everybody having to do everything. And if you do those 2 things well, it's really great. But tonight we're honoring some of the religious groups and the group, not just religious groups, but other groups that helped during Hurricane Sandy. In Hurricane Sandy, we had many people that helped out. We had 10 days of no power, and everybody pitching in together, and Aldersgate Church, St. Mary's Coptic Church, Trinity really helped out by setting up shelters. We also had shelters in the school as well, but they set up shelters, they fed people, they came in as volunteers helping with the cots, putting the cots together, helped Austin Kostick a lot in his efforts in trying to take care of the people. We did not have a certified shelter in East Brunswick, but we felt that the residents really needed a shelter, so we set one up anyway. And so people were sleeping there 24/7. They had places to take showers, places to have a hot meal, plug in their portable devices. So we were really thankful to have everybody pitching in. And some of them didn't have power themselves and had to, struggle through to get themselves online. So we've learned from that lesson, really trying to reinvest in the community on how to be better prepared when we do have an emergency. Since then, we've put in for generators at the senior center, and just being able to really learn from this lesson and move forward. But we want to thank the community for pitching in.
Well, it's nice. The mayor got to start something. I think this is the 5th annual Dining for a Cause, where we get to come out, everybody as a community, put aside our political differences or whatever organization it is that we support, and we just come together collectively from East Brunswick. Great night. There's a ton of volunteers here, great food, and there's a great comedy show later, and it all goes to benefit great causes here in East Brunswick that have been helping people, for last, honestly, decades here, well before my time even.
And a lot of the folks who are being honored here today volunteered after Hurricane Sandy, helping the town recuperate after that terrible storm. What does that say about East Brunswick that we had so many people come forward to help in such a time?
And it was great. I mean, it was really awe-inspiring. I was down there in the command center when Hurricane Sandy hit, and just the devastation was so sudden and just so devastating to some of the communities around here. We would never be able to clean up some of the trees in such a timely manner if it wasn't for John Brohl and the work that he did with his private landscaping company coming in and helping out. So there's been a lot of people who stepped up really when no one asked them to, and that's the best part, is that people just recognized that people were in need of help, and everyone stepped up, and it wasn't, oh, I can't do that. It was just, what can I do? How can I help? And I'm happy to do it. And that was really great.
Now, you're one of the honorees here tonight at the Mayor's Dining for a Cause dinner for helping the township during Hurricane Sandy. Could you tell us a little bit about how your business helped a lot of the residents here in East Brunswick?
Sure, I'd love to. After the hurricane came through our town so hard, we took it personal. I grew up in East Brunswick. I raised 4 girls in East Brunswick. I live in East Brunswick my whole life. And we took it personally, and we wanted to see things cleaned up and back into the beautiful shape and that everyone comes to know and expect in East Brunswick. So we reached out to the emergency management team in East Brunswick and volunteered some help. So for a little bit of time, for a little bit more than a week, we sent the township 9 guys, 3 trucks, and a dozen chainsaws on a daily basis to help open roads and get residents back out to their normal everyday life. One of the things that we were always proud of is the guys were coming back and keeping track of how many streets they helped open along the way. And really, the township was out there full force from all different departments, working, day and night. And so we were right there along with them. It really meant a lot to us to be able to offer that to the community that we've been so privileged to work in over the last 27 years.
So you're one of the honorees representing Aldersgate today. Tell us a little bit about some of the work that Aldersgate did following Hurricane Sandy to help the community.
Well, being that we were not really too affected with the storm, we were without power for a little bit of time, and our pastor was without power over in Colonial Oaks for about 2 weeks. But what we decided to do was that we had the space to be able to reconfigure our Sunday school classrooms and some of our choirs and things like that, and groups like that, to be able to host volunteers from around the country that would be eventually arriving in New Jersey to help with Sandy recovery relief efforts. And the Methodist Church actually set up a nonprofit agency within the Methodist Church called A Future with Hope. And their goal is to rebuild between 300 and 500 homes over the next 3 to 5 years. And they set up this new nonprofit agency so that they could accept donations to the church for that purpose, and it's all Sandy recovery relief efforts.
You have a crisis center here in East Brunswick that helps those less fortunate locally as well. Could you tell us a little bit about what the crisis center does?
Sure. The Aldersgate Crisis Room started under the visionary guidance and direction of one of our pastors, Pastor Champ Goldie, back in the 1970s, I think 1973, so it's about 40 years old this year. And Fran Mickett, who was one of our charter members of our church, and they saw the need back then to reach out to the underprivileged in our area, and it's grown to a point today where we have a whole house on our property that's dedicated to providing food for people. We do some assistance, whether it be to keep the lights on for a family or whatever, and we also provide clothing So whatever the family's needs are, primarily food and clothing that we can help with, we give out. If people want to make donations of food, clothing, whatever they can to help us help other people, or monetary donations are definitely always accepted, they can just call the church office at 732-254-7361, and we can put them in touch with the right people at the Aldersgate Crisis Center.
Well, St. Mary's has been so active in the community, especially after Hurricane Sandy, and St. Mary's is being honored here tonight for that volunteerism. Could you tell us a little bit about how St. Mary's helped so much here in East Brunswick?
Yeah, well, actually, during Sandy, it just happened that our church had electricity. The block before didn't have. I live off of Louise Drive, which is 1 block away. We didn't have electricity. Past the church, there was no electricity either. So we got together with Father Mark, we decided to open a church for everybody as a day shelter from 8 o'clock in the morning till about 8 or actually 10 to 11 o'clock at night for people to come and eat and charge their phones and get on the internet and warm up, because everybody was actually having it started when weather was warm, but then it got much colder. And it was really tough for people to stay home. This is the role of a church. The church has to be a blessing in the town. We're blessed to be in East Brunswick. It's a beautiful town. We're blessed to be among everybody here. So this is a small toll that we can give back, really. And it's a blessing to give. It's much more of a blessing to give than to receive. And I want to tell you something. We started by bringing the food, but you have no idea how much food came to us from all our members and some neighbors also. They brought in food when they see love. The love is actually compensated with love. So you just couldn't stop it. It was so beautiful.
Well, tell us a little bit how you got involved with the mayor in Dining for a Cause.
Well, the mayor's been kind enough to really help us grow our business, and we've really tried to give back to the community whenever we possibly could. We did a lot of feeding of the volunteers during Sandy. The mayor came to us and told us about this great cause, and his assistant Carol did, and we were more than happy to contribute. Yeah, we've been so fortunate. We've been in the town for about 7 years now, and everything has just been going great for us. And the town's been the town people that work in the town hall have been a great part of our success.
And tell us, this is your dad, and tell us a little bit about being involved in the business, and what do you like about it?
Well, I love being able to work with my father. We have a great relationship, and it's great to learn a trade, and these will also be helpful in getting into college. I do volunteer work, and this will go great on my resume.
And a lot of good organizations, nonprofits in the township receive benefits as a result of tonight. Why is it important to try to help a lot of these volunteer organizations in town?
Well, it's important twofold. One, it's important that they have the resources necessary to do their mission, which is great work on all their parts that they do here in East Brunswick. But the second part is hopefully that with tonight we can raise awareness for some of these organizations that really operate, very quietly, and they help such a large number of people. But to the average person, they may not know they're even there. So that's why we try to give a little awareness also to the many charitable organizations that are in town tonight.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Thank you for joining us for the 5th annual Dining for a Cause here in East Brunswick. And we hope you'll join us next year for this event where we honor the volunteers who make East Brunswick great.
We all pass each other and don't say a single hello. And we're quick to judge someone that we all barely know. In this town of lights and movement, we're all just ghosts. Until one day the lights burn out and all movement slows down. Can't you see?
My name is Sofia Nicole. I'm 18. I'm from East Brunswick, New Jersey. I currently attend Rowan University. I'm a freshman. I've been singing since, I don't even know when. I was basically born singing. I picked up a guitar at the age of 14, and I taught myself to play it. I was in a band when I was about 13. I was a little rock band, and that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of different venues. We played at the Stone Pony. We did Six Flags a couple times. And then I ventured off on my own. and I started writing songs. I've been songwriting since I was about 7, but I really got into it after I picked up the guitar at 14, and I started doing it a lot more, and I started doing a lot of open mics, and from those open mics a lot of people heard about me and were interested in my music and started booking me for bigger venues. So today I actually wanted to talk about how I got involved with Candlelight Concerts for Epilepsy Awareness. It's an organization that was started by my friend Eric Miller in honor of his wife, Carolina, who passed away from SUDEP, which is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. And he basically puts on concerts to raise awareness for epilepsy. So I've been a part of 3 of them already. This is going to be my 4th, and I'm opening up for Ed Roland of Collective Soul. He's now part of his own project called Ed Roland and the Sweet Tea Project. So I'm going to be opening for him on October 14th. It's going to be at the Trinity UMC Church in Ewing, New Jersey. And if you would like to get tickets, it's only $20 on candlelightconcert.org. Well, when I was little, my favorite singer was Britney Spears. I wanted to be Britney Spears, like, so bad. And as I was growing up, I kind of drew a lot of influence from a lot of different artists and different genres because I really like a lot of different genres. I'm not really particular or specific to one. So I kind of draw a lot of inspiration from listening to different types of music and seeing what elements I can incorporate into my own songwriting from the different genres that I do listen to. Right now, my biggest influence is Taylor Swift. I absolutely adore her. She's got amazing music, and I think I'm really inspired by her story and how she achieved success from, kind of working really, really hard. And that's something that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build up to it and hopefully making it big one day just like she did. So I draw a lot of inspiration from her. If you want to hear more of my music, you can go to sofianicolemusic.com.
The beeping of car horns and cussing you hear on the street has become our town's sick and twisted melody. We all want to be by ourselves without company, but the storm has passed over, and that's the one thing we need. Now, can't you see? We don't know what we'll need. We're losing sight of what we need most.
I actually wrote the Aftermath during Hurricane Sandy. I was sitting in my house. We didn't have any power, any electricity. It was like 50 degrees and I was freezing. And I started thinking about the way that people treat one another during times of tragedy like that one. And I'd noticed that people had been so much nicer to each other after, such a tragedy struck. And I thought that while that was a good thing that people were helping out and people were being kind to one another, I thought it was kind of a shame that it took something so big and on such a large scale for people to really come together as a family. So I sat down and I wrote about it, and I called the song The Aftermath, and I was really inspired to try to make a difference because I really wanted to help people who had lost so much more than I had. I mean, I just lost electricity. There were people on my block that had lost trees, and then there were people closer to the shore that had lost their homes. So I released the song in February, and I put it up on bandcamp.com. And I put it for a minimum purchase of $1, but you could actually donate more if you wanted to. And all the proceeds are going to restore the shore. So if you're interested in buying the song, helping out a great cause, you can go to bandcamp.com/Sofia Nicole, and you can purchase my song The Aftermath for a minimum of $1, or you could donate as much money as you want to help a really great cause. Specifically for the concert, I just really want people to leave feeling like, they've contributed to a really great cause. But shows in general, I really want people to leave feeling inspired in some way. Or, I've always wanted to see if I could at least shape somebody's day in a positive way through my music. So if something that I've written or, something that I've sung impacted someone in a positive way, that's all I want them to leave with, is just that positive feeling. So if you'd like to come on down and support a really great cause, that would be fantastic. And I hope to see you there.
We don't know what from need. We're losing sight of what we need most. Keep enemies close and push loved ones away. Can you believe it takes such tragedy
we're here today to get a look at the fall clinic for the girls Blackhawk team, just to get the word out there, have people join more, and get the word out that people can sign up. The clinic that we're doing this fall is actually a continuation of one that we started over the summer, and it's headed by two Rutgers girls lacrosse players, and I help out and work with the younger, less seasoned girls, the ones who are just starting out, and my assistant coach Daniela actually helps out as well.
Lacrosse is, the basic concept is the same as most sports. You want to score a goal and you want to stop the other team from scoring a goal. But lacrosse is more about having finesse and using field sense and really just playing as a team. The thing with lacrosse is the ball moves faster than you do, so you want to pass the ball down the field so you can get it, so you can score a goal. The game starts off with a draw where your sticks are back to back and the ball goes in between, and they throw the ball up in the air, so it's a fast start. Like immediately once the game starts, everyone's trying to run, get the ball, which is a little different than like soccer and field hockey where the one person starts with the ball and then they can go. It's different than like soccer where you only score 2 to 4 goals a game, and different than basketball, you score like 1,000 a game. But in lacrosse, like if you're down 10-2, you can still get back depending on the time of the game. So it's not too little scoring, but it's not too much scoring. It's a nice balance in between.
This is the first year that we've done clinics that we've offered off season, because the traditional lacrosse season is during the spring. Yes, we will be doing more as the program progresses. We will be doing more fall and spring and winter clinics. Depending on the age range is what we work with them on. If they're younger, we work on just the basics, cradling, throwing, catching, that sort of thing. The older girls get much more involved in the game, much more complex game features. They do more checking, scoring, defense, attack, that sort of thing.
Once the girls get into the older ages where they're in 7th and 8th grade, they work a more intricate game where it's more about how to transition, how to do plays in the 8-meter arc, how to watch hips when playing defense so that it prevents someone from scoring a goal, how to cut so that you can get the ball when the goalie saves a goal. It's all more about the finer details than it is just the overall catch the ball, throw the ball, cradle the ball kind of thing.
I am a volunteer. I actually teach at Memorial School. I'm a 3rd grade teacher. I don't have any children. I played lacrosse in high school in North Brunswick, and I had a student last year tell me that her lacrosse team needed a coach. So I volunteer my time and really enjoy working with the girls. The program is really great because I get to work with children outside of the classroom. I get to foster a much more personal relationship with them. I've also met a lot more parents in the community, a lot more families in the community. And Denise Contrino, who is a councilwoman in East Brunswick, is in charge of the team. She's our team coordinator, and I've gotten to know her very well. And she's been doing a great job. And overall, the Blackhawks, I'm really proud to be part of the girls Blackhawks team.
I really enjoy helping out with the team. I like working with children. I like teaching. I like to lacrosse is something that I really enjoy, so I like to teach it to them so they can enjoy it hopefully as much as I do. I've been volunteering for the team since 9th grade, so this is my 4th year volunteering with them. I started playing for the Blackhawks in 8th grade, so I only played 1 year with the team, but my sister was part of the team for longer, so I did get to watch a lot. I've been playing year-round since I started in 8th grade, so I've gone to tons of different clinics, different colleges, different camps. I play for the high school now, so I've had a lot of experience with different coaches and doing different things, so I do know a lot.
I've been playing with the Blackhawks for 3 years. So we learned new skills and we learned new plays to help us when we're in a real life game situation. Like we learned how to properly do 3x2s and
2x3s, and we learned what to do when we are short on defense and there are more offensive players. So we learned how to do that. Well, I've had friends on the Blackhawks since the first season, but I've made new friends with the new players, and we were all like a family. Everyone should join the Blackhawks because lacrosse is awesome.
I have a lot of fun because I really enjoy lacrosse, and I've been doing it since about 4th or 5th grade, and for Blackhawks, and I really enjoy it. I've learned a lot of techniques and also how to be like social around other people at the same time doing something that you enjoy, and it's really a lot of fun. Yeah, I've made some friends that are a lot younger than me and some older than me, so that's pretty cool. It's really a lot of fun, and once you get into the sport, you just really start to love it, and yeah. I like meeting new people, and the games are a lot of fun.
I've been with the Blackhawks for 5 years. I learned how to the triangle drill, and I learned how to get open more. The clinic is awesome because it just gives me a chance to play lacrosse. Since I've been playing for so long, it's been fun teaching the little girls how to play lacrosse, and it's sort of fun. I recommend people joining Blackhawks.
I've been playing for Blackhawks for about 3 years now. From the clinic, I have learned to handle my stick a lot better and the way I run, and to socialize better with people also, like with the referees and like the coaches and everything. I have made a lot of new friends, which helps a lot with school because you have classes with them. I have been able to help the younger girls when they need it, but they catch on pretty fast, which is really good. I would definitely recommend people joining lacrosse, and especially Blackhawks, because it is just like a great part of my life. My favorite part about lacrosse is just being with everyone and like having fun with the game, because that's what it's all about anyway.
Our spring season is actually going to begin in the winter time in January, so we can get the girls a little bit more acclimated to the game who are newer and get them ready for when the season actually starts. To get more information for the team or to sign up, you can go to www.blackhawkslacrosse.
A small business health insurance options program workshop was presented by staff members of Congressman Rush Holt on Monday, September 30th at the East Brunswick Public Library. The program featured speakers from the Small Business Association and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services discussing the provisions of the Affordable Care Act and how it may affect your small business. The workshop was intended to provide clear information on SHOP, the new online health insurance marketplace where businesses of 50 or fewer employees can compare and purchase health insurance plans, as well as potentially qualify for tax credits to help cover the costs of premiums. The workshop was sponsored by the Business Resource Center here at the East Brunswick Public Library, and those that are interested can check out the presentation in its entirety as video on demand at www.ebtv3.org. Well, that's all for this week. Thanks for watching.